Closer to home now, the South African Municipal Workers Union is warning the National Treasury that if they don't stick to their agreement of salary increases by July, they will take matters into their own hands. This, as a collective agreement was reached that workers are due to be paid a salary and wage increase of 6.25% as of the 1st of July. However, Treasury is backtracking on that agreement, citing COVID-19 pandemic as a reason. I'm joined now via Skype by the union's General Secretary, Koena Ramotlou. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Koena. Now, this story has been ongoing, but the arrival of the pandemic has brought in a different element. Let's start at the role of Treasury in your work in leading up to what was expected to be a wage increase from the 1st of July. Treasury now saying that they believe that there should be an exemption from applying these wage deals because of the impact that COVID-19 has had on the funds of municipalities. What is your response to that?
No, thanks. Good morning. Thanks for the opportunity. Firstly, I want to indicate and also thank those workers who have been in the forefront, and then pass condolences to those who have passed during this time. Indeed, what we have in the Bargaining Council of Local Government is an agreement which is its last leg is this one now, where workers are supposed to receive 6.25 increment, and Treasury came to present to the Bargaining Council to request that there must be a blanket exemption from all municipalities not to implement the agreement. And from where we're standing as SAMWU is that we are not accepting that request, and we are ready as workers to say the implementation should be done in line with the circular issued on the 6th of March this year that confirms that the municipalities are ready to pay workers. And the threat about the pandemic, it's just a scapegoat to want to go through the back door to undermine the agreement. Our view is that that request and the threat of the pandemic does not feature anywhere in our agreement. From our standing also is that the workers are ready, sneakers are ready for them to go and defend their own agreement. We are not going to any bargaining committee. We have an agreement that is signed, that is in place. Therefore, there is no discussion that we're going to go into.
Now, how do you feel about the role of Treasury in all of this? Because there have been some comments from some who saying that Treasury shouldn't even be in the bargaining council, and that most of your negotiations have been with SALGA, because SALGA is the employer body for municipalities. Who do you think should speak up here? Do you feel that SALGA should be standing up and saying to Treasury, we've got this, we are dealing with this, don't come and mess in our business? Who do you think should speak up here?
In fact, SALGA should come out immediately now. If they want the sector to be stable, SALGA must stand up and say, the agreement is signed, we're ready, our municipalities have budgeted for it, it's available for the payment. So that Treasury must not come through the back door and come and run our business here. We're saying SALGA must also stand up and say, here, it's an agreement. They have reports from municipalities that confirms that they went through their council meetings for doing the budget adjustments. And in that process, they've covered all that is required to be done. It's in fact even unfair for even the treasurer to come in and want to indicate there must be an exemption, while the upper limits in terms of the salary increment of councillors and the top executives have been approved. They're going to get them. There's no exemption for them. Why should there be an exemption to workers? We're not agreeing to it. We're not in any bargaining committee. We're ready for the streets.
So you're saying it's a part of what you're saying is that it is about proper planning, and that municipalities have not planned ahead. They should be planning for the financial year moving forward post-COVID-19. Is there, however, an understanding from SAMWU that with the arrival or the shock arrival of the pandemic and the massive revenue losses that have been experienced by some of our biggest municipalities, because people haven't been able to keep up with their municipality bills, that municipalities do find themselves in a situation that they didn't expect to find themselves in, let's say, last year this time?
In fact, part of what we have now is that municipalities have confirmed to say they have done budget adjustments. The issue of shortage of revenue cannot happen within a month, because municipalities, in their budget that they've done already before even the pandemic arrived, they knew they budgeted for that to ensure that they're able to meet their commitments. Therefore, a discussion that arises about the pandemic, it's just a scapegoat to want to undermine an agreement signed for the workers to benefit.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for that update. That's Koena Ramotlou from SAMWU giving us an update on where they're standing with regard to those wage increases that are expected to come into place from the 1st of July. Well,